Okay, so back in Total War Warhammer 3, and I am long overdue for owing you guys a try at the Empire, which I have never ever played. And even off stream, total, I've got 1,100 hours in this game. I have never played the Empire. And if we're going to play the Empire, I feel like of these 5 legendary lords, I have to play the guy who is supposedly the main character for this game, which is Emperor Karl Franz. I don't know much about him other than he's got main character no jutsu. So, we're gonna play the Empire. For anyone who's not seen this, they are humans, pretty much, and they got magic, and they like guns. So they got actual tanks and stuff. So, what do we got? Faction effects. He has access to the elector counts, enabling access to powerful state troop units and ancillaries. Okay, so he's got some special units. Immune to diplomatic penalties from trespassing in Empire regions. Okay. Allegiance points gained plus 25%. Campaign movement range plus 10% for all armies. That's actually incredible. Growth plus 5 per allied faction. And then Lord effect, so this is just his army, not all your armies, just his. Can replenish in neutral territory. That's actually insane, because that means if he burns a city to the ground, he's then left standing on neutral territory, and his army will heal on the following turn. Upkeep minus 20% for elector count state troops. Additional plus 5% weapon strength and missile damage per experience rank for all elector count state troops. Okay, so we got Karl playing on Legendary and Very Hard, which is the maximum difficulties. And I like having minor faction potential checked because it makes the minor faction smarter. And then, yeah, we'll just jump into it. So the goal with this is to kind of learn how this more about how this faction works, because I've never played it, and get to at least the short victory condition. All right. Minor faction potential makes campaign easier. What makes you say that? I thought that it made the minor factions more dangerous, so there was more things on the map that were not like farm status. Let's see. From the icy sea of claws in the north to the soaring black mountains in the south, the individuality of the Empire's provinces is much defined by its landscape. Its vast forests provide food and the materials of production, while wide rivers and traversable valleys facilitate trade and transport. Yet at times the land itself seems to strive against progress, concealing monsters and enemies of all sorts amongst its craggy passes and dark groves. Peril awaits within and without, but the nations of men have thus far proved equal to the challenge.
Now is the time, men of the Empire, to unite!
Okay. Path to victory. Emperor Karl Franz must protect the Empire at all costs by expanding its authority and bringing the entire nation under his banner, either by pandering to the elector counts or through military might. To help defeat both foreign and domestic enemies of the Empire, Karl may use electoral machinations to perform special powers with his own faction and the elector states while manipulating diplomatic relationships. Once the Empire is united and its enemies are crushed, campaign victory will be achieved. Defeat the army in front of you for your first quest. Okay. So, let's see. We start out with... Wow, that is a lot of vision to start with. Holy crap. Like, you see this fog of war? Usually that's, like, right around you. That is a lot of... I guess you can see the whole Empire, even the parts that you don't own right at the beginning with this guy. That's kind of incredible. Okay, so we start out with the city of Altdorf, which has, let's see, plus control, income, plus 1 prestige per turn. It's got a dock, or a port, I should say, and a training field. One thing I'm immediately... Hold on, am I overlooking it? He doesn't start with a hero. I don't know if there's any other faction I've played that doesn't start with a hero. Because usually there's a hero standing right next to him. So his starter army, he's got Karl, we got halberdiers, swordsmen, Karaberg greatswords, handgunners, Reichsguard, which are cavalry, and mortars. Okay. And what's Karl's... Alright, so I fought Karl in other campaigns. I know he's basically melee and he rides a griffin. He probably doesn't have the griffin yet. He starts with a special weapon, Dragon Tooth, plus control to the local province, plus money from loot. A magical attacks, ability, Reichel Runefang, plus leadership and melee attack to the area around you, long cooldown. Alright, so he's got the normal Lord lines. He's got like a melee line and his own special stuff here. We'll read that later. Okay. Can he recruit anything instantly? Recruit from the Elector Count State Troops. 14 turn cooldown. Regiment Renault. Nope. Okay, nothing we can do for that, so let's attack this guy. So I could auto it and lose a thing. We're not doing that. Let's go into manual battle and see what the heck we're working with here. Let's see. Muck Mr. Quiggles needs a real-life plushie. Is in our homesteads. He needs to be in our homes, too. Dude, when we may successfully finish the first plushie campaign, I asked them for permission to make, you know, more with their stuff. And I still haven't heard back on that. I don't know if I should, like, start to give up the dream or what. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We got our mortar teams. Good lord, they're already in range. Okay, that's beautiful. Alright, so we got our mortar teams here. Let's put them on guard mode. We've got the handgunners. Let's do this. Pretty long range. And then we got these guys. Now, because we're on a hill, we can kind of use that and shoot over the heads of the guys in front of them. Alright, so there's Karl. He has that one activatable ability, and then here's the cavalry. Alright, so let's start battle, and you guys are going to aim at those crossbowmen. Alright, so I'm just playing with the game speed here. So I've got the mortars targeting the enemy crossbowmen right now. And trying to send my knights around them. Alright, the knights are running over their crossbowmen right now. Alright, get Karl in there, use his power. Alright, they've already routed them. And let's have the mortars target those guys. Let's bring these guys and wrap them around here. What's your tier 4 unit? The Reichsguard, the guys on the horses, are tier 3. All right, let's have these stop shooting. And then these guys, these greatsword guys, are tier 3. So I don't think it gave me a tier 4 unit. It gave me 2 tier 3 units at the start. Alright, so we're just going to do ×4 game speed here and have the cavalry just run over as many of their dudes as possible. I think that gives you more bonuses at the you win screen, the more kills you get. I'm not positive on that, but it feels that way. It's interesting that there's very little armor piercing, no anti-large, and no anti-infantry on these Reichsguard. But having one fast unit at the beginning is quite nice. Poor Karl. His little legs. Okay, that's as much as we're gonna get, I think. All right, so remember, it said if we had done that on auto, we would have lost a unit. So by doing that on manual, we got through that with just some scratches. 301 kills on the cavalry. Some of those were after the cleanup, but it worked out. 17,000 damage on them. Now, usually after that first fight, we've got another like a town battle right afterward. There we go. Yeah, so for any newcomers to Total War, like, for example, this group of halberdiers represents 115 halberdiers, right? So any of them, those individuals that were damaged but not dead, they get healed back to full at the end of the fight. But if you've got an entity that's just one guy, like Karl, he stays injured. So we can, our choices are execute the captives, gain 100 XP, take on captives, which gives us a few units, because we basically force them to join us, and that fills in some of our losses. Or pardon the captives for 283 gold. I mean, we're like 99% health, so that's not really needed. So let's do gold. Oh, I just noticed this thing. Okay, hold on. So what's going on here? That's done. Defeat an army done. You get 500 gold. Take the city of Grunberg. All right, we'll deal with that in a second. Okay, so that's money. That's normal. What is this? That's prestige. Okay. Is the measure of how influential your faction leader is within the political landscape of the Empire. It's used to respond to political events to dictate their outcomes. Can be gained from battles, special events, and from elector counts, whose per-turn prestige contributions with higher fealty levels. And what is all this now? Imperial authority. Plus growth, plus control within the Empire. How do I make this go up and down? Alright, so obviously the higher the better for my whole faction, and the lower the worse.
Yes.
Okay, so usually these two are what you want first, so increase movement range of this army. And there's Grunberg, gonna hit Control S to save it. So let's go for Grunberg. Now, I can auto it, but it says close victory, so if I auto it, I will probably be really banged up afterward. So I don't want to spend the next 4 turns healing, so we're going to do this on manual and try to be smarter than what the auto thinks. Imperial authority is a factor of how many Empire regions are controlled by the factions, so if more regions are controlled by, like, Greenskins or Chaos, your authority goes down. Okay. Gotcha. I know when I fought against these guys, I think the #1 unit that's given me trouble is like either the land ships or the... what is it called? It's like guys on horseback with freaking grenade launchers. And they just like run around you and just pelt you with grenades, and it hurts a lot. Whenever I click the mortar, I keep expecting to hear mortar combat because of Warcraft 3. Alright, so bringing the cavalry around. Don't want them to be surrounded here. Alright, everything's going fine over here at the moment. Alright, crossmen getting destroyed by the cavalry right now. Now, I don't want my own mortar to kill my horsemen here, so trying to be careful with them. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm just going to end the battle here. Since we're fighting in a city, the enemy loses all their forces because there's nowhere for them to retreat to. So it will just 100% all of them if we just end it immediately. If I keep going, there is the risk that I actually do damage to myself from friendly fire. So I'm just going to end that fight there. If I had had healing magic or something, there would have been some good reasons to drag it out and try to top off Karl's health, but I don't have anything like that at the moment. The Outrider grenade launchers. Yeah, that I think that is the thing that was giving me trouble. How long have you been playing Warhammer 3? A year or two. First time playing Empire, though. Got 1,100 hours in it. But I try to save my first time playthroughs for on-stream. Let's just do Occupy. So if I loot it and then Occupy it, it does more damage to the city, which then I take a damaged city, so I'm just going to Occupy.
Yes.
We got a... Oh. So captured the city, quest complete, got money, got a potion of toughness. You gained a follower, a messenger for winning a battle, increasing the movement range of your army. That's pretty good. Potion of toughness. Maintain control of 2 provinces for this quest. Okay. Alright, so first off, Karl leveled up. Let's get Inspiring Presence. Army gains XP per turn. And... what do we want? Let's see. Archers. Got tier 1 range. Spearmen with shields. Swordsman. Spearmen are the cheapest. But shield guys have more defense. Swordsmen are, of course, better against guys on foot. Spearmen are better against big targets. Swordsmen with shields have lower melee defense than spearmen with shields. Alright, let's get spearmen with shields. The handgunners are doing great for ranged firepower right now. Let's do that. Can I get any heroes? No. Warrior Priest, Empire Captain, Witch Hunter, Engineer, Battle Wizard. That's a lot of different heroes. Okay. Technology. Ooh, okay, so we got a tech tree I've never seen before. Alright, let's skim these. Plus ranks, let's see, buff for infantry units. Buffs for missile units. Buffs for cavalry. Buffs for artillery. Buffs for tank type things. So we don't have any tanks yet. Buffs for campaign movement range and tradable goods. Buff for growth and healing speed. Buff for control in all cities and increased capacity of Empire captains. Increased capacity of warrior priests. Witch hunters. Engineers. Okay, so each of the 3 of these increase how many heroes you can have. This increases research speed, though. So it might be good for me to get this as early as possible. And this is increased XP gain of spellcasters. And then there's a bunch down here that cost money. Alright, so I'm thinking grain silos. Because growth of cities and healing rate of army is going to help forever. And that only takes 3 turns. And then maybe the one that increases research speed. What is the... Okay, so this button is not usually there when I play other factions, so I don't know what this is. Elector counts. Okay. Alright, so this is the Empire, I guess. Summon Elector counts costs 2,500 prestige. I got 400. Cooldown 35 turns. Unlocked once all 13 Elector count seats are under your control. So I'm guessing that means either destroy them and take those areas, or, like, make an alliance with them? So what if I click on myself? This lord is the current owner of this capital, grants them the following benefits. Elector count of Reichland, plus research rate, plus recruit rank of knights, and minus upkeep. Dragon's Tooth, oh, that's the weapon he's got right now. And the Karoberg Greatswords we started with. Okay. This one, Bloodbringer, Electric Count, and a tank. Okay. Alright. Revoke title. Fealty? Okay, so I don't think there's anything I can do with that screen now. What is this? Electoral Machinations. Oh, a tutorial. The Electoral Machinations panel allows you to spend prestige to perform unique actions across the campaign via 2 tabs. Emperor's Decrees and Diplomatic Talks. The Emperor's Decree tab offers unique targeted actions that you can provide special benefits across your campaign. Emperor's Decrees can boost your armies and settlements, while some can target other Empire factions and the Elector Counts who have yet to join you and send them aid, confederate them, or declare war without affecting fealty. Selecting any action will reveal its effects, which can also be upgraded via the Emperor of the Empire technology. Selected actions also display their permitted target type, prestige cost, and cooldown time in the panel here. Once a valid target is selected, actions are performed using this button to confirm. Diplomatic talks allow you to improve or worsen diplomatic relationships between factions. The 2 factions whose diplomatic relationship you wish to manipulate are selected here. At the start of a campaign, you can only manipulate relationships between Elector Count factions. By researching Elector Count technologies, however, it can eventually be possible to manipulate relationships between other cultures. With your desired faction selected, the Improve Relations and Decrease Relations button allows you to spend prestige to improve or worsen diplomatic relationships. Okay. Just looking at the different options here. So I'm noticing that one Empire guy that has like the golden mask that was an option. I'm noticing he's not here. So I fought against him before. So I guess he's an Empire guy, but he doesn't start in the Empire because I think he's pretty far away. Improve relations with her. Let's just try it. Improving. Diplomatic relations plus 20 between Reichland and Wissenland and Von. Okay. Alright. And then we got money to build something. Alright. That's income and growth, casualty replenishment rate. Okay. That's 30 growth. This is 20. Alright, so let's go for the special building, Grazing Pastures. And upgrade the main city, and that's all we can do there. Alright. Wait, what? Oh, we have another city. Well, okay, no, this is one of those defense cities. Okay, so this is just like a city that doesn't bring in money. It just like holds this area and people can't pass through there unless they attack it. Okay. All right, so plus 4 control, which doesn't really matter because this city cannot lose control, it looks like. Minus chance of plague spreading. I know this area. I don't really think there's any Skaven or Nurgle people over here. I don't think that's a concern. Income from all buildings plus 5%. It's not bringing in any income. Plus growth. Let's do plus growth. That way it'll level up faster. So I could make another lord. Oh god, what are these guys? Armored and Shielded, Arc Lector, Battle Prayers, Hammer of Sigmar, Huntsman General, Anti-Large Stalk, Fire while moving, Master Engineer, Pigeon Bomb, Restock, Master Ballistics. Okay, let's just save our cash for now. So next turn, I guess our only remaining enemy is right there, is Uber Psych. Should we worry about spoilers? No. For Total War Warhammer 3, no. No, I wouldn't worry about spoilers.
I got the rising banners of the Sun Spear back.
What's up, Darth Maul? Thank you. Appreciate that. Jin says, I can only imagine a potential scenario in Dispatch where you kiss Bond Blazer in Chapter 1, but then go hang out with Invisigirl in Chapter 4. Festus could come for you. Yeah, Festus is north of me, I think. Festus is a warrior of chaos that has, like, Nurgle abilities. Hang on a sec. I think Festus is that one right there. But, yeah. The college's endorsement. You get a battle wizard. Do you always get a battle wizard on turn 2? Okay, what do you do? Oh, that is a staff. Look at that thing. Spirit Leech. Okay, so he's a death wizard? Alright. Star Student. Okay. Alright, put him in the army. And I cannot get there in 1 turn. And if I can't get there in 1 turn anyway, we can get as close as we can. Actually, wait, pause.
Of course.
What is this guy doing?
I'll ignore that.
Is he just chilling?
The nation calls.
We're gonna move right there so we can kind of react to either of these. And then get more of these. Can't upgrade anything else. I could get another lord. I don't feel I need it right now. So I'm just gonna end turn. So we got enemy city here and here, and that flag means there's an enemy army there. So I'm kind of worried if I go here that he's gonna go there, and I don't want that. Karl's campaigns can go different each time. Okay. Green Lee, thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. You sponsored by CA? I wish, no. Nope. Was here for the love of the game. Alright, so it looks like he forced march to get over here, which means he's here, and he's tired. So, I'm gonna do a quick save.
Men, we must attack.
Alright, so I could hit auto and I'll win, and I'll lose all those flashing red guys, which is, of course, unacceptable. So what do they have? They've got archers, a couple of handgunners. They have some Empire Knights, some great swords, mortars. Okay. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Any chance you get sponsored for next month's DLC? I could ask, because I did get sponsored by them once before. Let me see here. Hang on just a sec. Is getting a DLC next month. I did a sponsored campaign once before. I enjoyed it. I have 1,100 hours in the game. I'm interested if anything comes up. Okay, I've told my people to talk to their people. We'll see if we can do anything. I love playing this game, but you know, if you can get paid to play a game you love, why not? All right. So, those are both the... Oh, God, they got mortars, too. Those are their defenders, and also their, the tired army that they started with. This could be tricky. Okay, so we've actually got a Wizard, but he's only got Spirit Leech right now, which is a single target spell and does damage over time for a few seconds. Alright, so let's see what we can do here.
Ranging target! Ready for war!
Dude, let's try like a checkerboard thing. Guns are, of course, more powerful than archers, but I do love archers can just shoot over the top of your units and you don't have to give them line of sight. I'm going to keep these guys back here because they have cavalry in case they get around us.
Blow deathly winds.
Okay.
Wizard of death.
Let's see what we can do here. Wedge formation is good for gunpowder. I don't know if I know. Is that the same as Chevron? I know Chevron. Speed this up a bit.